welcome to another episode of the Color and Cannabis podcast. This week we have Devyne from the Kreme brand. Super excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me, too.
Absolutely. I know you from working with Equity Trade Network, seeing you around there, seeing your brand, seeing you work in the warehouse. And I thought you'd be a great guest because so many folks from our community are trying to figure out how they can get in the industry without spending $100,000 or having $1 million or whatever. And I think the best lane for a lot of people is the white labeling lane, the kind of the third party provider lane, which is the lane you're going down. And I see you working really hard, but I see it actually working. So tell me a little bit about how you started your brand and why.
First, beyond the product itself, you'll see some unique cultural blends such as pop art, street art. You see on my posts, I do like some trap music, hip hop music. So I love the culture. I feel like we're a lifestyle brand promoting a higher state of mind, inspiring perseverance throughout the community.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm a firm believer of hard work. Patience and timing is everything. Whatever you're going through, you can do it for sure. Kreme stands on 5 pillars: knowledge, respect, excel, motivation, and emerge. So I got those pillars from anything you want to do in life, such as studying something, going to school. You got a project you want to do at home or anything. You got to gain the knowledge in it. You got to gain the respect from the hard work and actions you put in, whatever you do. You got to excel at it. So that's where you got to be good at it, and you got to stay motivated. That's how you excel at it. Yeah. And last but not least, emerge. Go up, run that shit up, man. So that's the little short bio of Kreme right there.
So did you come up with all of that before deciding to do a cannabis brand, or did you decide to do a cannabis brand and you just wanted to have a little bit more meaning around it?
To be honest, I didn't think I'd be here right now. I'm gonna be so honest. I started a clothing brand.
Okay.
Before I did cannabis, I was always in cannabis since I was maybe like about 12, but I never really indulged in it like that. I was always around it. Like my brother did a lot with weed and all stuff like that. But
so at that age, was it more about the commerce as opposed to consumption?
Yeah. So I was just curious at that point, and then I started with just clothes that I think it'd be possible to get in the club because people telling me, oh, you need this, you need that, you need this type, how much money you need and all that stuff like that. And I was like, damn, all right, I'm just going to start a clothing brand and roll with the punches and see what happens. And high school, around 2016, I used to work for AAA. And me and my brother are 5 years apart, so we didn't really be together like that. You know what I mean? And but I was working for AAA, and I'd be like, what you doing? Like, I'm about to go to this session. I'm like, what you mean? I'm about to go grab some pounds. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm about to go with you. He's like, all right, let's go. So we went, and man, it was hella big ass warehouse. It was nothing but weed, edibles, shrooms. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what you about to do in here? He's like, I'm about to grab some pounds. I'm like, for what? You ain't gonna smoke all that? He's like, nah, I'm finna flip these. I'm like, what? Like, you can make some money off of it. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm just gonna buy me like 2 pre-rolls and I'll be good. He like, all right, whatever. So we went our separate ways, and we came back, and he had like 6 pounds, and I got my little 2 pre-rolls. About to go do what I do. I might get high, enjoy myself, and he was like, man, here, take a pound. I was like, I don't want what I'm gonna do with that. He's like, bro, just bring me back 600. Like, 600, that's all you want? He was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. So I was always the one, like I said, I didn't really indulge in. I was always the one who had some weed around because I didn't smoke it. I always had weed around, and my friends was like, Dev, you got some weed around? I'm like, yup. And I just sell them some weed. And that's how I really got started in the cannabis stuff. But I wasn't really taking it serious. I was always having jobs. I had like 2-3 jobs, and then after that, I ended up getting caught with weed at the job.
Okay. That'll change things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this is where it gets interesting. Then I just parted our ways off the elevator from there. And then, I called my girl. I'm like, yo, I just resigned from my job. I don't know what I'm going to do. She like, we'll figure it out. I'm like, all right. And I just had my daughter. 2016, I just had my daughter, had a fresh kid. I'm like, man, I just lost a good job.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I don't walk into.
I don't know what I'm about to do. So yeah, luckily I had some good friends around me and good people around me who taught me, you know, some stuff. When I was at AAA, I actually upped my 401k to take a percentage out of my stuff. So I was there for about 3 years. And then once I resigned, like a couple like maybe a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, I got an email like, yo, you got 401k at the bank. I'm like, oh snap, I got some money. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills and stuff. And you know, it's hard looking for a job. And they hit me with the phone. I'm like, wow. I ain't gonna say how much money I had, but it was good because I upped the ante percent. Yeah, you know. And I was like, cool. So all I can remember is what my brother was doing. So like my brother is a real role model in my life. I followed a lot of steps he's done, such as sports, football. I played football. I found out, you know, football wasn't gonna be it for me, man. Like,
so you took your 401k and just flipped it into the business?
And flipped it into weed and just flipped it into weed because I saw him do it. And it saved me. I was like, whoa. And then I found another job though. Like I knew this wasn't just gonna be my end suit. I knew that. So I got another job, and then next thing you know, weed just becoming a thing big in like 2017. It is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So like I was telling you before, I'm not a sweet type of guy. I don't like the sweets. I don't like the candy and stuff like that. When I was getting weed from my brother, all I knew was the glue, sour diesel. They had some good OG around. What else? Blue Dream and stuff like that. But around like 2017, 18, when they start having exotics, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it right here.
Candy strains of candy gas.
This is it right here. So one of my peoples I used to work with at AAA, he used to go to these sessions, these other cloud sessions. This is not with my brother. He was going to some other session, but I guess the cloud sessions was new, and they had all the exotics, all the people in there with different weed strains and all types of stuff. So I would go in there, and I'm seeing one of the people I know, one of my bros, my bro Quan, and he's like, I got anything you need, brother. I'm like, all right. So I had a budget, so I'm like, I ain't finna spend all my money. That's what I'm not finna do. I had a budget, and I don't know what my budget was. Probably like maybe $2,500. I'm gonna probably buy like 6 pounds. But I saw him. He's like, I got everything you need, brother. I'm like, all right, what you got? He's like, I got this guava cakes. I got these runs. I'm like, what the? You got guava cake? What? You runs? He's like, yeah, like I want the guava. He's like, I ain't gonna lie, brother, this expensive. I was like, what you mean? I'm like, what you mean? I buy a pound right now. I need 24. I'm like, what? 2,400 for the whole pound? Hell no. I'm like, just give me half of that. I'll take half of that and go get some other stuff, you know. And then I just started pushing from there, man. I can't say cannabis. It brought me to meet new people. Older people that I ain't seen in a long time, brought them back, start, you know, communicating with them more because I had weed. And this is still before Kreme. Like, I'm rocking with hella names. I was Stoner Ways. I want to try to start a delivery service. I'm like, I'm gonna name myself Stoner Ways. So, and then I was High Quality Herbs, and people would just call me by HQH and stuff like that. You know, I have a little nickname around because I know the good people that had the good weed always had the best weed, always had the good weed. I ain't gonna put it on thick. I know some other people had better weed than me, but I know I had some good weed.
So at what point were you working in the traditional market that you decided to pivot into the legal market?
What year?
Or and why? Like, what, if you're doing well in the traditional, what made you think that, hey, I want to come over to the traditional market or the legal market? I want to start dealing with taxes. I want to start dealing with the nightmare that we're dealing with.
My family.
Yeah, kids do that.
My kids, for sure, and for sure my mom. For sure my mom. She said, I don't care what you do. Just be good at it. Be the best. But get legal. I'm like, okay. It was always in my mind, but I'm like, man, I'm making a lot of money on the street market. You know, I'm making some cool money right here, man. I'm chilling at my partner house just smoking weed. and meeting people around the corner selling $50 eighths, $250 zips, 300 zips. I'm like, yeah, man. I was and weed was expensive then too. It was like $3,600 per pound and stuff like that. It was going up, but me and my partner who actually in this with me, Philly, we was going through like 5 to 10 P's a week at that price, and it was crazy. And I don't believe in the scamming stuff. I don't do the scamming. Like when the EDD stuff, all that stuff came around, people were spending their money with me. I was collecting all the EDD off the weed stuff. I'm like, yes, this is it right here. But moms was on my ear, was like, yo, get legal. I'm like, all right. But it was hard to find people who want to give up their information. So
so just like for the delivery service, like people to sign up for it, or what do you mean?
Just anything, just anything. Like, how do I get in clubs? Anything.
Okay, people just give up the knowledge.
Yeah, just give me some type of knowledge. That's the whole point. I was like, yo, I got to get knowledge in this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people, I know some people like, I can't help you with that. He ain't trying to get this up, or where you get where you get the bags made. He ain't trying to give him his plug. Like, man, it's a bag, bro. But I always tell people I can't be stopped.
Yeah,
that's my thing. I can't be stopped. I'm gonna figure out a way. There's a will for sure. There's a way. But I just stayed down with it. Slowed down a little bit, but like I say, respect comes a long way. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like credit around here now in the streets. So
as it should be.
That's what I'm saying. So people always remember me. Who's like, man, I've been looking for you for a minute. I lost contact with you, man. You was a dispensary on wheels. I was like, man, I'm still around. I still got a little flavor. Like, all right. So he cops and we like, yo, my people's got a distro. All you got to do is go to her distro, buy bags, and we'll white label for you. I'm like, that's it? He's like, bro, that's literally it. I'm like, damn. Okay, so he set up a meeting. Oh, I met up with my highlight. She gave me the whole rundown. That's why I like working with women. They don't hide nothing from you. They want to help you out. They support you more. And she just helped me out with everything. She let me use the distro, helped me, do my expenses, and know how much money I need to get back, off the labeling, the packaging, the weed. I didn't take none of that. I didn't take none of that into consideration because I came from the streets. I'm like, yo, I'm about to get this pound, buy this packaging, just make my money back.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case when I tried it. That definitely wasn't.
Legal market's a little more complicated.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. You gotta get people to buy your product, man. It's not just the streets where people just want to try you out. And if you got some good, they keep coming back and spending. You got to be consistent in this stuff. Your packaging got to be on point. Your weed got to be good. All type of little stuff, man. But so yeah, I met up with him, met up with her, got something going. This is when I'm making Kreme. When I was on like a little mini tour with my cousin, Money Hill Casino.
Rapper.
You see it on my post. I promote all the people I know. Money Hill Casino, G-Pop, Mike Lass, all the people I fuck with for sure. I try to support
all Oakland rappers.
Yep, local rappers. I try to support when I can, how I can.
Which is part of the whole Kreme thing. It's more about the culture than
That's
just
it, So he went on a little mini tour. I didn't even know I was making a brand. I would just, I give weed to people, his fans, or we meet with some rappers that we did shows that he opened for. I didn't even know I was just creating a brand. I was just like, I got good weed. And they're like, oh yeah, what's your brand? I'm like, high quality herbs. You know what I mean? And then before I came up with Kreme, I called my bro Jay and I'm like, yo, I'm about to start a brand. He's like, all right, what's the name? I'm like, all right, Baskin Robbins. He's like, what? You sound crazy. I'm like, yo, it's gonna be candy and it's gonna be flair. It's gonna be good. Like, yo, you gonna get sued. I'm like, I ain't think about that. He's like, yeah. He's like, come back to the drawing board and go back to the drawing board and come back and talk to me. I'm like, all right, for sure. So I thought about came up with Kreme. So are you familiar with Kreme on Telegraph, Berkeley, the ice cream shop?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where Kreme come from. That's actually one of my favorite ice cream shops.
Okay.
So if I ever get some sweets out of the grocery store or anything like that, it's gonna be an ice cream sandwich. I like an ice cream sandwich with the cookies.
The fresh baked cookies?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
it's fire. It's fire. I got introduced from my cuz. She's like, you want to get some? It was drunk. And she's like, you want to get some ice cream? I was like, it's 10 o'clock. Where we going? We about to go to Kreme. I'm like, what? And the cookie was warm. I'm like, oh yeah, this is it right here. And you can get on a late night.
Yeah.
This is it right here. So that's how I came up with Kreme. Came up with the name. So you got I got a Berkeley bear. I don't got it displayed up here right now, but the mascot like the Berkeley bear.
Because you're from Berkeley.
I'm from Berkeley, and they got the zipper mouth that represents. I don't talk too much. I like my actions speak everything. I like to put in the work. You see some stitched above the eyes, kind of an ear bitten off. Just the perseverance I went through, all the stuff I went through. And just keep fighting. And that's how Kreme came about. So I hit him, and I was like, yo, Kreme. He's like, all right, we getting somewhere. He's like, what does it mean? I'm like, oh, damn, okay. And then that's when I came up with the, knowledge, respect, excel, motivation, and emerge. He's like, all right, now let's get a logo. I'm like, for sure. So I got the logo. I usually do all my art for this particular logo right here. This one, I didn't do it. Sometimes is our worst critics. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, this is weak. So I kind of like edited it and I sent it to somebody, and they came up with them like, oh yeah, this is it right here. But all the other stuff you see on my clothing, packaging, and stuff like that, and we got Lollies here. This is my wife's brand right here. So the pre-rolls. I wasn't gonna get into pre-rolls.
What's the name? Lollies?
Lollies, yeah. So I wasn't gonna get into pre-rolls because it's hella work.
Yeah.
It's hella work to do it.
A lot of demand.
It is. But I was working at Bevmo. Working at Bevmo, and I would promote my brand as I'm working, and she's like, oh yeah, you got flour? I'm like, yeah, go get it at Green Remedy. And she's like, okay, you got pre-rolls? I'm like, nah. She's like, look, something was wrong with her hand. What they call it when they can't really what is it? Arthritis?
There's arthritis. There's a lot of other disorders that people have.
Yeah, she's like, I can't roll. I'm like, she's like, I need something I could just take out and smoke. I'm like, you right. All right, I'm gonna make some pre-rolls. So I was like, hey, have my girl get a brand. Girls like to look pretty with their pre-rolls. So that's how I came with the pre-roll brand with that. And then
so it's a family affair. So you and your woman products and put them out there.
Yeah. So it's definitely a struggle, but I'm here. I'm blessed. I can't complain. I can complain, but I'm not. That's gonna mess up my blessings. But I'm here. And I'm thankful, and I'm here talking with you right now. Like Excellent. I said, I didn't think I'd be here, but I'm here, man.
So you said you're from Berkeley. Tell me about where you're growing up, your family a little bit.
I'm from South Berkeley. As a kid, I feel like I grew up a little fast. I had to take care of responsibilities a lot. My auntie was sick. She had MMS, and she passed away in her mid 30s. So that was kind of hard on me. And then my grandma passed at the age of 60. I feel like that's pretty young.
Absolutely.
And that kind of hurt it. But so I grew up in Berkeley, went to Berkeley High. Went to college to play ball. Everybody dream is to play ball.
Football?
Yeah, football. Everybody dream to play NFL. But as you talk to people, it's a small percentage that actually goes to a D1 college and the NFL. Yeah. It's just a real small percentage. And I went to Dream College, and I go to the position coach. I'm like, yo, I'm here to play ball. He's like, what you mean? I ain't finna play you. I'm like, what you mean? I'm about to go crazy. Like, nah, bro, you 5'8", 5'9", trying to play linebacker. So he brings me in the room. These dudes are 6'4", 6'5", 6'3". I'm like, oh, I see what you mean. He like, yeah, but I respected it though. I respected it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, he ain't gonna play me. So I had to learn a whole new position. I had to learn how to play cornerback. I'm a 5'8", 5'9" cornerback, so they picking on me. They got 6'4", 6'5" receivers. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Big boys out there.
huge, man. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And you know, I was a star growing up. I feel like, you know, in the Pop Warner leagues, high school football. I was the cream of the crop, 2012. You know, I was just doing my thing, and you know, it's a spotlight for everything. I feel like my spotlight was then, and I just got to keep rolling with the punches.
Absolutely.
And when I went to college, they wasn't playing me. One thing I will not do is quit. I'm gonna finish it out, and then figure out what I'm gonna do from there. But I'm not gonna quit, you know. So I didn't really get a lot of play time. So I saw the politics in it, you know, and stuff like that. Like, it's people up there not going to class, cutting class, but still getting playing time and stuff like that. And then also, all of them smoking weed, you know. And I wasn't really smoking weed like that. And I'm just asking, like, why are you smoking weed? Like, man, instead of popping these pills, these painkillers and stuff like, because I'll be hurting after the game, I'm just going to go sit in the sauna and smoke some weed. I'm like, because I'd be in pain, but I wouldn't really smoke weed. I wouldn't smoke weed. I'd just go take an Epsom salt bath and try to get back right. And it was whatever. But then once I learned that, I'm like, okay, so weed is actually, it could be some medical with it. Like, you know, like, people use it for certain things, pain and insomnia and stuff like that. I'm still learning about weed before I made Kreme. I'm still learning, you know, things about weed and why people is using it, why is it so popular.
So playing football was your first experience of seeing cannabis used as medicine?
Yeah. Okay. And I'm like, okay, all right, like, I got a headache from going to war all day on this gridiron, you know, in the football field. I'm finna go smoke some weed. I'm like, okay, all right. But I can honestly say my brother tried to keep me away from it. He tried to keep me away keep me away from it. And he was like, don't smoke weed, don't do this, but you out here doing it. You out here doing it. But I loved him for that. You know, like I said, he's my biggest role model. He taught me the ropes. He taught me the game. And I remember one time I had posted on Facebook, I was like, I'm high as fuck. And he called me, and I'm like, oh, snap. And he left me a message like, oh, you smoking weed? Oh, I'm about to come get you. I'm about to knock your ass out. I'm like, oh, man, don't get me, bro. You doing it.
Like a good big brother should.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all good. It's all love. So, back to the childhood a little bit. So my brother, he got like kicked out for smoking weed. So I saw the do's and don'ts. So I was like, I'm not about to do this weed stuff, because he was getting kicked out. He was sometimes he'd be homeless, but you know, he'd come back home. But it wasn't nothing wrong with my brother. He was just out there smoking weed, and it's not a killer drug at all. You know, he just out there smoking weed, selling weed, and I saw him go to jail for it. I've never been in trouble with the law for weed. I'm thankful for that. Like, I've never been in trouble with the law with weed, so that's cool. He did not a lot of time. He did a little time, and I just saw that, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't have it on my name. You know, I like to keep a clean slate. Rather I'm getting pulled over for a stop sign or whatever, all that stuff just follows you, and I don't want nothing to follow me. I like a clean slate. So
you smoke it all at Berkeley High, or is it just?
Nah, I was a on and off person. My friends always tell me like, yo, I wish I was like that where I could just cut off weed and then come back. So I would never just smoke it on a daily basis. Right now I'll probably smoke one joint a day. I like to handle my business, and then I'll
relax later.
I'll relax later. I like to, anything I do it, you know, like this, I do it for pleasure. You know what I mean? I like to relax, watch the game, smoke weed and stuff like that. And it helps me get creative. That's one thing when I start smoking weed, I did like beats and stuff like that, did a little music. It helps me get creative. I do my art. When I'm doing my packaging, I smoke weed. Art, music, stuff like that when I smoke the weed and stuff like that.
All right. So now that you've been doing Kreme for a while, I know I see you at Distro, like, working really hard all the time.
Yeah, we don't never see you.
Yeah.
What's going on, T?
T has not had as much product as he usually has, so he's not been in and out of Distro as much as he should.
It's all good.
But we are getting a really nice large reorders.
We just miss you being there, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you help us get stuff done because you talk your shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I found myself talking a lot of shit when I was in Distro, and then I was like, well, maybe this isn't the most productive for everyone, because if I have like 3 hours to kill, I shouldn't kill it around people that are like putting in real work.
Yeah,
and then
but we still get it done though.
Yeah, but then you're like sitting there, you see Jason Like he's like packing all of it. He's doing so much. Some people are just working so hard while they're in there. It's like if I don't really have it to do, and then at this point, it's like if I don't have a lot of product to get out onto the shelves, I just go to the clubs that have them and just kind of support them there.
Gotcha.
But I do miss being in there a little bit more often. But I see you working super hard, not just working on your own brand, working for a distro itself. I know you have other jobs outside of work. And then you have a family.
Yeah.
And so how do you balance like the business that you're building, the job that you have that pays the bills, and dealing with raising a family? How do you balance all of that?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know. Like I'm just rolling with the punches. You know, I try to give everybody their time for sure. Like I still need to work on stuff. I don't have all the answers, but it's hard. It's hard. But I gotta do what's right for me, and then I know what's right for the family, and then it'd be straight. If I'm straight, they straight. You know what I mean? So I just got that. They keep me motivated like no other.
The kids will do that.
That's what, like, I'm on point. Like if they good, then we good. So it's really hard to balance, you know, work and family time. It definitely is. But I get in where I can fit in. Like I've been starting to go on bike rides with my kids on Saturdays. You know, that's stay days. When I'm not at the distro, Mondays or Fridays, if I don't need to come in, I'm with them, with the family. So anytime I got free time, I'm just rolling with them. Like when you pulled up, they with me. Yeah. When we get, they with me. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm always gone. You know, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. So if nobody else is, I am.
So what's your next? What are their plans with Kreme? Like where are you growing? Because I mean, for a long time it's just the flower and bags and the clothing line, obviously. And then we just saw the lollies. So you have the pre rolls out. Are you going to have new products out, focusing on these products? Are you going to start growing yourself? What kind of pivots are you going to make?
I think growing is a lot. I don't know. That's one reason why I went to white label, because it takes some time to grow, and you need people to look at them plants every day. So
it's a full-time job.
It's definitely, and I don't have that type of time. I don't have that. My kids are still young, so I definitely don't have that time. The kids don't care about nothing but your time. Yeah, you know. So
it's the best use of your time too.
No, for sure. It makes me forget about anything I got going here when I'm with the kids, for sure. But in terms of the brand, I'm just gonna keep building, you know, and see where it goes. Like I said, it's hard, but like I was telling Ramon and Michaela, I'm burnt out. Like it's a lot, man. Trying to do this, you know, to the neck, man. Packaging your weed, making pre-rolls, but I'm not gonna quit. Like, you know, people love Kreme, and once you get to know me, you get to know Kreme better. Like they want these clubs want to just nothing wrong with it. Like you need the big corporate brands in there, you know, to bring in the consumers and stuff like that. But it's hard to compete with that, especially, you know, you got to get the custom packaging, you got to keep up with them. Yeah. But I got premium weed, so that's one thing why I got into weed too. Like it's a lot of trash weed out there. Yeah,
mostly trash weed.
There's a lot of trash weed out there. I make sure I got some good weed in my bag. So if you gonna get some Kreme, you gonna have some good weed for sure. But I'm just gonna keep building, man, and just see where it takes me.
All right, Devin. Another question I had is, I see you working super hard in distro all the time, and you're talking about being burnt out. And I see a lot of the steps that you take in terms of just building your brand and getting it out on the market. But for you, what is the actual day-to-day grind? Like, what are the pieces of the puzzle that are really burning you out?
Trying to get on shelves. That's one.
So that's just like talking to buyers,
trying to get in contact with them. Nowadays, buyers don't even want to see you. Yeah, they just want to order off a marketplace. Marketplace, and just grab your shit, and then they send it to you. I mean, you send it to them. What else? Collecting your money. Yeah, it's a war mission out there. It's a war mission every day, but collecting your money, you know, that's been hard, especially when you not even in that city. You know what I mean? I'm in Berkeley. I gotta go way to Los Angeles or
Palm Springs.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta drive 6 hours just to go try to go walk this dude down or whoever I'm trying to get in contact with. That's a struggle. Trying to get your bags here on time. Making sure that the weed is right. Because me personally, I'm just not about to grab anything. I'd rather wait until I get some good stuff to put it in my bag, because that one strain can fuck up.
Yeah, one bad batch will kill your business.
It'll kill it. It'll kill. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I had like one little straggler, but it got over the hump.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it as a customer. If you go in and you buy a jar or a bag of weed and it's bad, you're not like, well, let me give them another chance next time. It's like, F them, I'm going to go.
That's what I'm saying. Brand. I'm going to go to a whole nother brand. But some customers like that other stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I try to bring certain strains, you know, like old school. Like I gave you that Northern Lights. You're like, oh my God.
I miss that. These kids don't know nothing about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I try to get stuff that's, you know, that really brought this candy stuff to the game. You know what I mean? And doing pre-rolls, you know, I'm knocking out maybe, it probably don't seem like a lot, but 900 pre-rolls between me and Lolly, you know, when we in there knocking out the warehouse by ourselves.
So you guys are rolling them yourselves?
Yeah, we doing it ourselves. Like that's a full-time job right there, you know? And if it wasn't for her, it wasn't for Michaela, Ramon out there helping me, then I don't know where I'd be, to be honest, you know?
We're actually been looking at doing some infused pre-rolls, and there's so many labs or facilities that are like, will do all the packaging for you. But then, you know, it's a death by cuts, 1,000 cuts with these margins. So you lose money at every step. Yeah. So why is it the fact that, I guess that is why you're doing it?
But I see why they charge so much, because it's a lot of labor dealing with these pre-rolls. It ain't just like this week when you could just get the pound, throw it in a bag, you know, and seal it, you good. Man, you gotta make these pre-rolls. You got to fill them in after they're done getting made in the machine. So you got to go back and fill them, make sure they weigh a certain amount. Yeah. You know, you can't cut no corners. Ain't no cutting no corners and no work.
And does it really make sense for you guys to be doing this by hand as opposed to farming it out to one of the other people in the network or someone else who can do the pre-rolls for you?
In where I'm at right now, yeah. Because I don't have the money to pay somebody else to do it. I mean, one day I will get there, but even if I do get there, like I'll pay someone I know to come do it, because at the equity trade we got an open door, which is dope. You know, they can come in and come do it with me. You know what I mean? Like I have enough money to pay my family or friend to come work with me, and they can learn the experience on how to get your stuff in the stores or whatever you want. If you want to lane in the cannabis business, whatever you want. So, you know, I can help you. And we got you in there. We got Ramon. We got Michaela. We got Jason. We got everybody in there, all owners of something. Brand, you know, you can come soak up game every day. You know what I mean? Every time I get do mags, I'm showing you like, yo, T. You like, nah, that ain't it. Nah.
I want you to win, and I know so much of it is the packaging. It's like, does something pop off the shelf? Right. And things look one way in your hand, and they look so different when you're like standing 10 feet away from a shelf on a shelf filled with all these other colorful bags. Right. So, and I'm just enthusiastic about what you're doing. I think whenever I see you burnt out or I see Jason burnt out, I'm like, I so much more believe in the path that you guys are taking in terms of just doing the white labeling weed as opposed to having your own license, having your own grow, having your own facility.
That's just more energy burnt out. You know what I mean? And like I said, when y'all there, helps me. It motivates me to see y'all there because I know I'm not the only one going through it. You know what I mean? So when I see Jason burnt out, I'm like, damn, yo, I'm done packing. Let me help you out. You know what I mean? You burnt out, like, damn, I gotta do all these damn labels. It's all good. T, me and Michaela take care of it. It's good. Like, all right, cool, for sure.
That's a nightmare. I have nightmares about putting stickers on boxes.
Hey, it's part of the game, you know. It's part of the game. So, but we still rolling with the punches, and we still here, and ain't no complaints. Like Ramon say, he fires himself every day. Yeah. But he hires himself back.
Every morning, first thing.
And which is crazy. My warehouse got hit before, and man, I was just bringing out like my most strains. I started with just 3 pounds. When I first got in, I started with 3 pounds. So if you out there and you trying to get in this, you don't need to buy 10 pounds, 15 pound batches just to start. I bought like 3-4 pounds of one strain and wrote it out like that, you know. And then so now I had like 2-3 strains coming. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on one. I'm getting good weed. My consistency is there. The quality is there. People saying they never seen a small brand be consistent with their weed and stuff like that. And so my warehouse got hit. I'm like, damn, man. You know, I didn't have a job, but this is I'm working all off the strength, just self-funded.
Yeah.
This is all me. You know what I mean? And I went to got me a job, and just, you know, I had to do what I had to do to get back on my feet, to get the brand back on the shelves and stuff like that. And I don't think Ramon knew I was Kreme. So he hits me like, yo, come by the distro. I'm like, it's good. He's like, I did not know you was Kreme. I said, yeah, I don't really be out there like that. So again, thank you though for bringing me on, because I need to work on being out there more on the page and showing my face more, so people can support the brand more, knowing that this is a black-owned brand, self-funded. Because when I was going to meetings with certain clubs, they thought I was corporate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I ain't corporate, just three of us.
Yeah, there's so many brands out there that are big corporate brands that are trying to look like street brands.
Yeah.
They're trying to speak to that culture. And again, that's one of the reasons why I love what you're doing, love what Ted Buds is doing, Backpack Boys, just all these brands that are authentically representing where they're from. And just that it doesn't seem like a big deal now, because we have cookies and we have a lot of like street brands that are out and they're popular. But just being in the legal space for the past 20 years, there's a period at which, especially like 2010 to 2014, 2015, a lot of investors were coming through. A lot of people outside of our community were coming into cannabis, and they're saying the way to win in cannabis is to make it really generic, make your stores look like Apple stores or Starbucks, have branding that's very generic like that, and stray away from street brands, stray away from speaking to your community. But brands like you actually succeed because the people know it's authentically something they recognize.
And that's when I do my little demos at the club, they fuck with me more because they get to know me.
Yeah.
And then once they get to know me, they know the brand actually. Yeah. They actually know the brand. You know what I mean? So that's why I say keep it Kreme. So, you know, keep it real, be authentic. Just be you. Don't be nobody else. That's not gonna get you nowhere. Yeah. At all. It's not gonna get you nowhere. So
and the proof is in the pudding. We're seeing so many big brands fail constantly out here, no matter how much money they have for marketing budget, no matter how much noise they make, they're failing because people realize that there is no authentic connection. Whereas the smaller brands like you and some of the other folks out there, they're actually building sales, they're building up an audience because people are getting to know it's a real person.
All the big brands, all they got is hella weed for a low ass price. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that ain't the case. Like, we work hard. They try to beat us down on our prices, but we work hard. Like, pay us for our labor. Yeah. You know what I mean? We work hard to put this weed in the bag and do these pre-rolls, and they wants to go down on their prices. It's like it's not even about that, man. You want quality good weed and people putting their hard work, sweat, blood, and tears in this. Like, we actually care about this stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I want people to smoke good weed. So you ain't gonna never get no bad weed out of a Kreme bag. If you do, let me know. You can get a refund through me.
I love that. I mean, it's important. I mean, I feel the same way with Oakland Extracts, where like, I don't care what happened at the club. Just hit DM the Instagram. Let me know directly that something didn't work, and we'll respond to it. Because the clubs, their hands are tied in their ability to give refunds and give away product and all that kind of stuff. And I guess technically our hands are tied as well. But I think that's the key to having a small brand, is maintain that connection with the consumer. So if there is a problem, they can reach out to you directly. You're actually the real person behind the Instagram, so they're actually connecting with the human being that cares about all this stuff. That's critical.
Facts.
But yeah, I'm really excited about brands that are really focused on merch and the culture as well as the actual product. I think that's more authentic for the consumer, because that's really where we come from. We come from the culture. What are your plans with the clothing, with merchandise and all of that?
Such as clothing, I should be dropping more, but like I said, we are our biggest critics. Yep. I don't like the designs, but you would say it's saucy as fuck, or this shit is hard. When I go do demos, I have my merch on tip. People buy my merch more than my weed out the store. Like, I'm like, yo, no, buy the weed, bro. Like, I need this out. You know what I mean? I need this out so I can get another order. You know what I mean? But they want to buy my clothing, and my clothing is more than the weed. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Because people want to support the culture.
They want to support the culture, and they like the designs. I'm like, y'all thought the design was weak. They're like, nah, man, that shit hard. Keep dropping. So I'm like, all right, man. So I always would do a design, and when I put in an order, I change it up in like the next hour, and then order something different. But I'm definitely bringing out more clothing. I just need to work on the designs, you know, and figure out what I like. Sometimes I just don't like it, but I should just bring it out anyway. Yeah.
Are you pushing it on your IG?
I got my own website.
Okay.
I got my own website.
So what's the website for the clothes?
Officialkreme.store.
So KRME Kreme.
Yep, Kreme. Yep. And official Kreme.store. You can go to the website, get the clothing, Instagram, the Kreme World. That's like you see the world, you see my vision.
So with the clothing, this is like kind of inside baseball, but are you having it all made and then selling it, or is this a drop shipping thing, or what direction did you go with that? And for folks that don't know about drop shipping, there's places where you will not have to buy it all up front and keep it in your own warehouse. The customer can buy it straight from the manufacturer, so you're not sitting on all that stock, and it's a little bit
something
more
like
expensive.
Shopify, something like that.
Yeah, or Printful.
I haven't heard of that.
Okay, there's a lot of people who are doing that now. So instead of just because then if you have to do it all yourself, you have to have all the money up front,
right?
And then you have to store it, and then the shipping is a nightmare running around. You're shipping in single shirts. So there's companies that will do it for you, but obviously it's significantly more expensive going through there, and then they have much more limited options of the quality of the prints and all that kind of thing. So it's like if you want more high quality, you kind of do it yourself and bite the bullet. But if you just want more a larger menu, a lot of people go the drop shipping route.
Yeah. So I don't. I like to have control.
Yeah.
So I definitely order. I send my designs to my peoples, and they FaceTime me or video call, however we do it. I order overseas. It is hella expensive to order in the U.S. So I got a nice vendor overseas who does my clothing. We got print right here. You can see the stitching. The stitching is good. I make sure they send me samples before I order a boatload of stuff. I make sure they send me a sample piece, and if I like it or I need to do changes, I tell them, what needs to be changed. I don't like this colorway. Maybe this color is a little off. And then I go ahead with the process, and then I order a limited quantity of clothes. I like to do one of one type stuff. I feel like I'm an exclusive brand. So if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I listen to my supporters. I got forgot what that button said, but I got a button up there. If it's sold out, you can click it and say you want it, and it alerts me. So I got a few things that I do need to bring back because people liked it and they mad they missed it. So if you do like something, please subscribe and click that button to let me know that you want this to come back in stock, and I can design that and bring it back.
It sounds like your brother kind of put you on game.
Put me on the game with the weed.
But with the clothes, how did you learn to do that?
Like I said, I taught myself. I didn't know I was building a brand. I was buying weed. I'm pushing runts. I'm pushing cookies. I'm pushing everybody else shit but mine. No offense to them, but I'm pushing everybody's stuff but mine. So I have to think at myself like, yo, you can be at this job and build somebody else's dream, or you can build your own. So I for sure like, yo, I'm about to build my own. So manifestation is real. I'm a witness of it. All this came from my mind. It took me 2 years just to get a direct to print bag. It took me time because I didn't know how I wanted it, and all stuff like that. But in terms of game and getting the drive from my mom, man, she owned like 5-6 hair salons. That's like my number one fan. My daughter's my number one fan for sure. But mom's for sure, I saw her really grind, have 2 jobs, working her own salon, trying to make sure we right, had the nice shoes, haircut, all that stuff. So grind, moms, perseverance, moms. Man, like the whole motto is do it afraid. Do it afraid. You don't know until you try it.
I love that. Do it afraid.
Do it afraid, man.
Don't wait till you're comfortable. Don't wait till you feel secure.
Nah, when you're in your comfort zones, you won't get shit done.
Yeah.
You won't get nothing done. You better jump off that ledge.
Yeah. Do it afraid.
Jump off, man. Do it afraid, bro. Do it afraid.
All praise to mom for that.
Right?
So I guess we'll wrap this up. Again, the reason why I wanted to do this with you in particular, 2 things. One, so many people who are watching this are trying to figure out how they can get in the business, and a lot of them don't have a lot of money. They don't have a rich uncle. They don't have an investor waiting in the wings. So seeing that you can build a brand that can become successful on a shoestring budget, it is going to involve busting your butt, packing your own bags, grinding, being out there in the streets, collecting your own money. It is a lot of sweat equity that you put into it, but it actually can be done. You don't have to wait for a handout from the state or just find some rich person to make it happen. You can grind it and do it. Yeah. And another reason I wanted to do is I love watching you do what you do.
Appreciate it.
And it's like, I've been around for a minute, and it's like, it's so easy to get burnt out. But when you see someone come in the space, bust their butt, and then build something legit, you're on a bunch of shows that I want to be on. And so I'm just mad proud of you.
Same for you
and
too, bro.
Mad respect.
For sure. Respect. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Equity Trade for keeping us alive. You know what I mean? All of y'all who don't know, Ramon used to coach me in high school football.
Okay.
So like when I told you he didn't know I was Kreme, he's like, man, yeah, come down. I'm like, all right, it's good. And that's another thing about weed. It brings people that I wasn't even associating myself with when I was younger. I'm back with them. You know what I mean? I feel like the energy is cool. It's right. You know what I mean? I ain't got to worry to my, because I know y'all got my back. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's dope, man. It's dope, especially when you got good people around you, man, that keep you going. So again, I appreciate it for bringing me out, bro. For real, we can do this anytime, man.
Yes.
Anytime.
Next time we'll do it in a place where we can smoke some of this wonderful cream. So
you don't want to do that, then you ain't gonna get no work done.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, brother.
It's all good, man.